I'm at home with a bunch of my family going to be there, so it's very exciting.
What have you learned from the last couple of matchups that you're hoping to just capitalize on and improve upon against the Cowboys?
One thing I'd say I'm trying to focus on is just continuing to hone into my technique, because things are starting to click more for me mentally going into my second year, because last year, I was all over the place, and so this year it's clicking for me. Things are making a lot more sense to me. I'm understanding what's happening, and now I just got to hone into my technique and then take some chances, go out there and make some plays, be disruptive.
The defense had one of their better performances of the year on Thursday Night Football against the Broncos. Do you think that you guys are really starting to hit all the right levels right now?
Yeah, for sure. I think going from the week prior and then with the Jags, not the best defensive performance, and then going into that really shows, that it can keep going up from here. And if we just keep, trusting in our defense, trusting what our coaches are telling us, that, we can go against whoever. And so I think this is a great matchup going against the Cowboys, because obviously they have a great offense. They have a good O-line, they have backs that can run the ball, they have good receivers, and a quarterback that can make right decisions. And so this is a great challenge for us to go out there and show what we're made of.
You mentioned the game's been clicking for you mentally a lot more this year. Sorry if this has been asked already, but just if you can pinpoint one facet of the game, whether it's play recognition, just where have you grown the most, you feel like?
Yeah, I'd say play recognition, and then also just trusting myself, because last year the biggest thing was I was like, they always say it's like cheesy. They say like you're your biggest enemy, like man in the mirror. But that's really what it was, is not second guessing myself. Just last year, I would have an idea. I was like, okay, I think this is about to happen, but then I wouldn't trust it. And then that's when I play slow, because I'm thinking. But now that I'm out there just playing and I feel it, I play much faster. Having these guys around me, AB and Max and them, having them around me, helps, push me forward, because they always play at a really high level, and so it's just accelerating my process and my development. And I think that's the biggest thing that's been changing for me, is not as much thinking.
Obviously, you may have opportunity here to get starting reps with the team. How do you feel about that?
Opportunity is the word. I guess that's what I'm extremely excited about. That's why I'm in the NFL, is to take advantage of that opportunity. So I'm extremely excited. Love the group that's around me right now. Taking pictures. Hopefully they're excited for me too. So yeah, I'm just ready to get to the next point, next moment, day by day. Great practice today. Off day lift tomorrow, and then just continue to stick to the same routine that I've been sticking to. So
you've had a lot of time to kind of observe from the sidelines, and as well as kind of try to pick up what your assignments are and things. Mm-hmm. How do you feel that you've grown since the start of all of this?
A lot. I mean, in a very, very immense way. We talk a lot about, when I was at Tech, talked a lot about being a pro, so kept that same mantra and attitude when I got here, picking up a lot of stuff every single day from different guys, how to operate in different areas of the building, training room, equipment room, weight room, and so I feel like I've really had my routine pat down for a while now, and so opportunities are arising and changing, but my routine's not going to change whatsoever. I'm going to stick to the same exact thing that I've been doing, because I've been trying to prepare like a pro or prepare like a starter since week one. That's what I had to do in college, so it will hopefully allow me to just be the same person I am every single day. There's nothing new. All I'm doing is, the only thing that's changed is the opportunity.
Last one for me, working with guys like, Dylan Parham and Jackson Powers Johnson, Alex Kappa. What have you learned from being under guys that have played at that position?
I mean, a lot. It's interesting. Offensive line is such a different type of position. Everyone can play it differently based on who you are and the body type that you have. So being around these guys all the time, Jackson's immensely talented. So just seeing the different ways that he gets to try and take advantage of and use it, along with Kappa, who's probably one of the smartest football players I've been around. So listening to him just talk about the anticipation and how you can put those two things together, I mean, they've really just helped me mold my game, so it's been great.
It was it was nice. You're working the room really well here.
Yeah.
What was your biggest area, or what was the hardest thing to adjust to, I guess, becoming a pro?
Being a rookie. I love to help. I love to be a leader. That's a part of just who I am. And so going back to the bottom for a while is definitely still a struggle, but it's kind of nice because it just puts a different perspective into the things that I'm doing. Like I said, going through the first 8 weeks, I was doing every single thing the same way I would do it. Same thing I'm going to do it this week. And one day I was saying to myself, like, man, maybe if I love love my job. I love where I work, everything I do. And one day I said, man, maybe if I was starting, I wouldn't realize that. So now that I am starting getting some more opportunities, I'm extremely excited. And I just want to continue to take every single asset that I have to the game to help this team win. So
Obviously, you're competing, but Quinn Williams added to the Cowboys. What does he bring to that group?
He's a great player, a lot of physicality. He's a much diverse player than the other guys that they've got on that defensive line, but that is a very diverse defensive line. They play with a lot of 5 down, play with a lot of different bodies. Couldn't think of a better opportunity to get me better week 1 as a starter than to go against someone like Quinn Williams.
How does that shape your life, and just when you're going through trials and tribulations or any kind of adversity, just being able to lean on that background you have?
Yeah, I watched my dad do a lot of hard, tough things in the military, and he rose to each and every occasion, and continued to work hard and level up. But no matter what we got going on in this football world, it's nothing like what they got going on.
Does that help clear it up a little bit? Realize, kind of humble you sometimes, like, hey man, there's a lot of other things that's going on besides just a football game.
Yeah, I think you can always look at what's going wrong, or just be in your own bubble. But when you have gratefulness for something else, like that takes away whatever you think you might be suffering, and like having appreciation for others or just anything, just being grateful for, it'll take you off your own stuff and like your own selfishness.
Well, tell Pops thank you for me. Appreciate it.
Sure.
What's one thing that you've learned from your dad, and maybe a memory or something that just continues to inspire you to be your best?
I think just hard work and discipline. He got up every day early at the same time, like 4 or 5 in the morning, and he didn't skip a beat ever, and he continuously leveled up in the ranks, retiring as a chief in the military, which isn't an easy thing to do. So just continued dedication to your craft and what you do.
I know we have a whole week ahead, but Monday Night Football matchup against the Dallas Cowboys, what stands out to you about their defense?
They got some great players. They just added a Quinn Williams, in the interior. So I'm sure that'll level up their front. But just a good all-around team. But there's definitely places where we can attack them and make great plays.
You mentioned Quinn Williams. What do you think he adds to that group up front in terms of just what they can do?
Just another guy in the interior to be disruptive. He's a game wrecker, so we gotta be ready for him.
Does that? They add him. They add Logan Wilson. There could be a handful of new starters for them on defense going on at the bye. Does that make the prep for them a little different than most weeks, especially this late in the game of the season?
I wouldn't say really much different. We're just prepping kind of for whoever's going to be out there, and obviously they've made some changes, so we'll just prepare for that.